I'm taking a look here at another very advanced robot vacuum cleaner from 3i. This model is called the P10 Ultra, and it has ultra reach with its mop. So it extends out 30 millimeters to get into areas where others simply cannot. Dual spinning mops at 220 RPM that are constantly wet. It's got LiDAR scanning for the mapping and also their dirt scans, 3D structured light and cameras at the front so it can detect where dirt is and clean again if necessary. You can also log in and take a look at your pets or your house, do a bit of a patrol with it with the video, and it does avoid those objects too really well, as I'll show you in this video. Now, suction performance, excellent, 18,000 PA, and you don't have to worry about hairs getting stuck in the main roller because it does have their Tangle Cut, and it's a system here with the dock that will cut those hairs, suck them up into the dustbin right here that has a capacity for 70 days, and it will wash the mops in this all-in-one station here, an all-in-one solution at 60 degrees Celsius and dry them at 55 degrees. So this model here pretty much covers everything, and I'll show you exactly what to expect in this video, which by the way is sponsored by 3i. In the box, along with the P10 Ultra and our all-in-one station, you'll find a cleaning solution, the 2 mops, cleaning tool, user manual, side sweeper brush, and a little ramp for the all-in-one station. So as you saw from the intro, this is quite a tall base station. Now this does house the clean water, 4 liters, dirty water, 3 liters. Status LED right here, and the water tanks, both clean and dirty, are very easy to remove. They've got their own built-in handle. This compartment right here, you simply just pull that off, and this is where you will find the dust bag. The capacity of this is 3 liters, and right next to that is where you put the stain cleaning solution. So this simply just slots in this way right here. You push that right in, and then it's going to distribute that automatically when it is rinsing those mops. These dust bags in the all-in-one clean station are the self-sealing type. So when you pull that out, that seals off the end, and you have then none of the dust and debris coming out. You simply place that into your rubbish bin. So very simple and clean. And this area can be removed completely for maintenance to clean that out. So that's easy to do so. And it slots back in like so. This area here is where we do have the Tangle Cut technology. So it's going to cut any hair that gets wound up in the main brush so it can then suck that up into the internal dustbin of the robot vac. For navigation, the 3i P10 Ultra is using LiDAR, so that's accurate and it is fast. And on the top here, there are some buttons. So this is for the Wi-Fi connection, start, stop, power off button, and return to the all-in-one station. And up the front here, you're going to see some cameras and a light. So the auto illumination turns on when needed, and it can identify 100+ types of obstacles and avoid those. So up the front, it does have that typical sensor. When it bumps into something, it will detect that. There's a rubber strip at the front here to protect your furniture, and a side sensor to get into the walls as close as possible. At the back here, this is the exit vent there when it auto empties that internal dustbin. And then we have the area where it adds water to the mops for the internal tank there. The charging contact points, there's a built-in speaker with this, and an exit vent too as well for when it is running. Now in order for the mops to get right into the corner, as I mentioned in the intro, we've got mop extend of 30 millimeters, and they do spin at 220 RPM, scrubbing the floor as it goes along. Now they are held in place with Velcro, so very easy to remove the mops, and you can also just lift them straight off because there's a magnet that holds them into place there. And mop lift, that's 10.5 millimeters, which is a lot higher than some other brands out there. So the wheels, which are suspended, can handle heights of 20 millimeters. Our main brush features rubber sweepers and yes, bristles. I don't like the rollers that are just rubber because while they're better at resisting hairs, they are not very good at actually lifting them up. Now, suction performance is 18,000 PA, which is very good. And for maintenance, to get this out is very easy. Just simply lift it out like so. Now, the internal water tank is 100 milliliters. The internal dustbin, 300 milliliters. You remove the lid, and then it's very easy to pull out that dustbin. You can see the washable filter right there. Finally, the maximum runtime from the 5,200 milliamp hour battery is 240 minutes. That's in the low power mode. Mapping is very quick with the P10 Pro, so it's accurate, it's using LiDAR, and it goes in and out of the rooms in the quick map mode, and it does this very fast, efficiently, and the best part that I can see from it is it's super accurate. More so than other different LiDAR robot vacs that I've been testing out. And this has surprised me just at how good those maps are. So when you go to do a zone clean, it's pretty precise on where it will clean. It doesn't seem to be like a foot off like it can with some of the others I've been testing out. So it'll go around, and when you do a house clean, the edges first, zigzag back and forth. Pretty standard there. And around the home, it's been mopping and cleaning really well without any problems. It'll go around chairs, tables, furniture, of course, under beds, and even automatically turn on that front LED so its cameras can see everywhere clearly. Now it's got the structured light at the front there too. And I did a bit of an obstacle avoidance test. I laid out some typical objects. So you've got a USB cable, child's toy, sock, and a shoe. And I did find that it saw those, went around them, which is what you want, that it's not going to get itself trapped or stuck and end up eating, say, a sock or get a cable tangled in it. Hasn't been a problem at all with it. Now, I wanted to test out mopping performance first because this is, for me, one of the key features of having a robot vacuum like this, that I want it to mop well. And my mopping test here, very stubborn stain. So coffee that I let dry on the white tiles here, mixed in with some dirt. Now, first pass, really good. Got almost everything. Second pass, it then cleaned up and got basically the whole thing. Impressive. It really has surprised me how well the P10 Ultra does mop. And those mops are constantly wet as well because it has its internal water tank. And those little marks left, they are chips in the tiles, so it can't possibly get rid of that. So when it's done its mop, of course, it will go back into our station. It's going to clean itself. So this is the mops before they go in to be cleaned, and you can see they are looking rather filthy. There is quite a bit of coffee and dirt in them. Back into the station, I'll give you a sample of what it sounds like when it is cleaning. So you can hear it rinsing and then draining out that wastewater into the 3-liter waste tank. And here they are now after they have been cleaned. So you can see massive difference, a little tiny trace maybe of coffee still there, but not bad considering how stubborn this stain was. And you can see that the water afterwards, filthy, full of that mud and the coffee. So it's cleaned it really well. And then it will dry those mops at 55 degrees Celsius. So when it's cleaning them, it uses the hot water at 60 and then it dries at 55, which is great. So those mops, they're not going to end up growing bacteria and start to stink. That won't happen here. And with my vacuum test, well, I had to, of course, make it quite difficult for the P10 Ultra because around the house, we don't typically have a mess like this. So on my test mat, I laid out some long human hair, cat fur, and cornflakes, bit of dirt, and just a big mess, really. I would not normally have this, of course. And again, this vacuuming performance, very good. So it uses bristles and the rubber sweepers, and 18,000 PA suction performance is excellent. And on the first pass, did a really good job. It did the side sweeper brush flick out a few of those cornflakes, but nothing that it couldn't handle because it would go back over that area and end up sucking that up. So I gave it 2 passes like I give all of the machines, and it ended up getting pretty much everything that was there. Maybe just 1 or 2 things left behind. So I wanted to, because I sucked up a lot of long hair, to see how that main brush fared. Now it does have their tangle cut with the base station, and you can see that there's a few hairs stuck in there. How's it going to handle it? So I put it back in there to clean, and it does its thing. So how did that main brush look? Well, I noticed that there was still a few strands of hair at the very ends of the main brush. So not in the middle, but at the ends, we're still going to, I feel, get a few hairs trapped there, but we'll keep that amount of hair down compared to other robot vacuum systems that don't have tangle cut or any other system to remove those hairs. So after it cleaned all that big mess on the mat, it sucked everything up into the little tank here, into the little dustbin, sorry, and you can see that it's all in there. The cornflakes, the pieces of fiber, and all those hairs and whatnot. And it went back here into the auto empty station with its 3-litre dust bag that can hold up to 70 days, depending on your household, of course. Here's what it sounds like when it empties. Now, this is a little loud. I've turned it down for any headphone users out there. And then the end result, you can see that our internal dustbin of the P10 Ultra, quite empty. However, there's a few little fibers and some dust on that very fine mesh, that plastic first stage filter, but not bad. It pretty much got the whole dustbin and removed everything. All up, 3i here have a great robot vacuum cleaner if you prioritize. Cleaning performance, definitely great for mats and carpets, can handle climbs of 20 millimeters. And then the mopping performance, this really surprised me, excellent. Even on the first pass, such a stubborn stain that I left for it, that it just wiped those tiles clean and did an excellent job too of cleaning the mop afterwards with that 60 degrees of hot water that it uses to help improve the cleaning performance there. It all empties that into the main dustbin. Of course, you have your 4 liters of clean water, the 3 of waste that you need to eventually empty, and it will go through that water. So there's things there that you do need to constantly keep an eye on the water, but it'll let us know. You can log into the camera. You can go around your house, do a bit of a security check up on your pets. That is very handy. And then the maintenance of our base station here to remove the washboard area isn't hard to pull that out, give that a good rinse. Overall, an excellent machine here from 3i with the P10 Ultra. Thank you so much for watching this video.